Credits are the staple currency in Warframe, or HOLOs if you have access to Warframe 1999. You use credits for pretty much everything in Warframe. To craft things, level up mods, buy things, you name it, you need them. And sometimes those pesky little rank 10 mods catch up to you with that fat 1 million plus credit requirement to upgrade them. So this video will be an overview of every credit farm for any level of player. I'll be going over each of them briefly to give you some tips here and there, and you can pick which ones you would like to run. Let's dive straight into it. A massive thank you to our channel members. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your support. Firstly, you will naturally gain credits as you play the game, killing enemies, containers, mission rewards, and so on. There are certain places to farm more credits, but all in all, as you play and go about your daily routine, you will farm credits. Secondly, the first mission that you play when you log into Warframe will net you a double credit reward. This means picking certain missions that will give you a big credit reward is a good idea to do, especially if you do not have access to good credit farms just yet. And lastly, this goes without saying, if you really would like to maximize your credit rewards, running boosters and making use of a blessing is a wise decision. Using beast companions with the mod Loyal Retriever or Prosperous Retriever is also a good idea if you'd like to maximize your credit gain. Getting Chroma is certainly a good idea because he is mainly used for credit farms because of his effigy ability. Effigy will increase the credits gained within 10 meters of the sentry by 100%, which means double credits. This can be incredibly useful in some missions that you are running. As a newer player watching this video, there are a couple of credit farms that you can do. Dark Sector missions are your best bet as a new player. Cobra on Earth is the first Dark Sector mission that you're going to be unlocking, giving you 12,000 credits in addition to the normal rewards from the mission. Tikal on Earth is also a very good option since Excavation gives you credit caches as the mission rewards. You will, however, need to be MR5 to gain access to Tikal. When it comes to excavations, it is wise to complete the first extractor and extract to gain the credit reward and just rinse and repeat this method. However, if you wanted to farm certain resources like cryotic and so on, you can stay longer. There are Dark Sector missions scattered across all the different planets. These missions naturally give you more loot drops and better credit rewards. Hyrocon on Pluto will give you 20,000 credits if you complete the first excavator and extract. All in all though, my honest advice for a new player is just to simply play your missions. You will just gain credits as you go along. Complete your junctions and so on. Don't fret too much about credits just yet. It is best to wait until you gain access to better credit farm. And please do not sell your duplicate mods for credits. That is reserved for Endo. Never sell your mods for credits. It is not worth it. When you make your way to Neptune, you will gain access to one of the best credit farms in the game, the Index. You gain access to the Index after completing the Uranus Junction. This is again one of the best credit farms in Warframe and you unlock it fairly early on in the star chart. You have 3 different tiers of investment: high risk, giving up to 200,000 credits in return for a 50,000 credit investment. Slap on a credit booster and that is 500,000 credits. Put on a blessing and you get 575,000 credits per run. Okay, Index game mode in a nutshell. 2 tile sets, 2 teams, spawn on opposite sides. Every time you kill an enemy, they drop these green thingies. Pick up green thingies, stack them up, hand it into the opposite side, gain points, reach the required points, and you win. But this is timed, so be careful to cash in before the timer runs out. But there is a catch here. The amount of green thingies you hold will scale and give you bonus points. This is the table here, capping out at 10 with 20 points. I would recommend getting to 15 points because then you'll get plus 8 bonus points and then cash in. Every time you pick up the points, it will cause financial stress on you. This lowers your total health, shields, and constantly drains energy, but increases your damage. This debuff is capped at 25, but you'll be very, very weak by then, and your energy will drain at minus 23 energy regen per second, which is just crazy. And that is Index in a nutshell. There are tons of methods, frames, weapons, and so on to do this farm, but I'll have to save that for a full guide on the Index because it's going to be a long video. If you are a newer player though, and wanting to give Index a go, I would recommend you use either Rhino or Nezha to help you picking up a bunch of points. And then I would also recommend running the Serrata Glaive with a very simple and easy build to take on Corpus enemies. As you progress, you can start using many other weapons that you want to that will help you take down those enemies faster. I don't have a full list of weapons, but many weapons will work. Alright, that covers the index. Let's do some quick fire suggestions as you approach Steel Path or you're already in Steel Path. Sorties grant 100,000 credits at the end of the 3 missions. Arbitrations that are unlocked after Pluto will give you 50,000 on mission completion. This can be useful for the double credits on the first mission of the day. Sell unwanted blueprints. Harrow Chassis, I'm looking at you. If you have tons of blueprints for things that you simply do not need, like Harrow Chassis, Boar blueprints, Gorgon blueprints, and more, you can sell them. Although please make sure that these are abundant and not something that is expensive and platinum or a pain to farm. Please just double check before you go crazy. And also please only do blueprints, I beg of you. If you farm ESO a lot, you will gain a bunch of Captura scenes which sell for 2.5k to 50,000 credits each. Unless you want to sell them for platinum, I would recommend selling these for credits. Next is Railjack. I know it's Railjack, but Railjack is actually insanely profitable, and if you do high level Railjack missions like in the Veil Proxima, you will get 100,000 credits per mission completion, and you get more credits from enemies and so on. If you do Void Storms, you gain Prime Parts, Severgoth Parts, Corrupted Hollow Keys, Endo, you name it. As much as I understand that many people don't like Railjack, it's actually a disgustingly profitable place to farm. I would highly recommend farming Railjack missions if you want to do a farm that pretty much covers everything in a way and nets you so much in return. Next is a disruption mission. This is a bit different for a credit farm. For those of you who are sick of the normal credit farming methods, the Neptune disruption node, Medea, I think, which is so hard to say, is actually a really decent credit farming method. You can be rewarded with 30,000 credits per rotation B and 50,000 credits per rotation C. This is doubled at the end of the mission when you have a credit booster. One thing I will say though with regards to this farm is make sure you run this with a group to help with the enemy density and of course finish the rounds faster. If you and your group are really good at this and fast, you can keep up with index farming, which is honestly not that bad at all things considered. Again, it's something different and can be really decent if you want to give it a go, but it's not the best for solo at all. Next is the Hollvania Caches. This is my personal go-to credit farm right now. This farm consists of you going out and finding the Tekrot Caches. Every time you open these caches, you gain 100,000 credits. Unfortunately, this farm is dependent on a capture bounty to come up. Find and open the Tekrot cache before completing the mission. You can run normal Legosite harvest captures and try and find them, but it's not 100% consistent. The caches are marked with a purple icon. If you have gone for a bounty that says this, I would recommend going for the bounties that have the Legosite harvest capture mission. When you spawn into this mission, it will immediately tell you the exact location of the cache, saves you the hassle trying to find it, and Chroma is the best frame for this. The caches give 100,000 credits at base. A credit booster will give you 200,000 credits. Chroma's effigy will double it to 400,000 credits. Prosperous Retriever on a beast companion will give you an 80% chance to double that to 800,000. And then if you have a credit blessing, you can get 1 million per run. And you can complete these missions in under 3 minutes if you practice enough. When you get to the cache, you will need to find the biosafe code. This will always spawn within 100 meters of the cache. If you make use of the golden eye landing craft ability, you will easily find this. Finish Kalimos as quickly as you can, get to the safe, find the code, place down effigy first, open the safe, finish the Lego site, get out of there. Like I said, if you get comfortable with doing these, you can average around 3 to 4 minutes and make it even faster if you are with people. I would recommend running parkour velocity through shards, Praedos, or Arcane Consequence if you want to go budget. Chroma's build can literally be anything, you just need effigy. The nice thing about this farm is that you can actually run this in normal instead of Steel Path because it gives the exact same rewards and it speeds up the runs. This farm overall doubles up as an insanely good endo farm if you get a higher tier bounty with this. It's just great. You get so much in the process, but it just sucks that you have to wait for a bounty for it to be super consistent. Finally, Profit Taker. Profit Taker is pretty much one of, or if not the best credit farm in the game. And that is because this Spidey thing is found in the cold lands of Orb Valus. In order for this farm to be really good for credits, you need to have fairly min-maxed gear. It's not an early game farm at all. You need to have specific weapons, specific setups, and gear. You unlock Profit Taker by reaching max rank with Solaris United, and you get access to the briefing table in the back room with Little Duck. You'll need to complete all of the bounty stages, and on the last bounty, you will fight Profit Taker. You will then be able to keep rerunning this bounty to farm credits, and I will need to update my old Profit Taker guide soon because There are quite a few things that have changed since then, but here's how Profit Taker works in a nutshell for farming credits. Profit Taker is protected by shields that rotate through elements in the game. You need to make sure that across your entire loadout, you need to try and have every element in the game, or at least close to every element, on your entire loadout. You break the shields by dealing the respective damage that is displayed on this thing's giant forehead. When you break the shields, you need an arc gun to break the limbs, deal damage to the forehead again. Then phase 2 happens. You now have pylons to deal with, and then you can just rinse and repeat until Profit Taker dies. Now, for credit farming, you need chroma, and when you kill the Profit Taker, you throw down effigy, and it doubles the credit rewards. Just please make sure that you don't do what I do, which is run out of energy as you need to cast effigy and miss out on the double credit reward. Profit Taker gives 125,000 at base, chroma doubles it to 250k, credit booster means 500k. Prosperous Retriever can double the original amount, which is 125 to 300,000, meaning your credit booster will now give 600,000 if that mod procs. If you add a blessing on top of that, you can do 750,000 for a run. If you get good enough with Profit Taker and practice, you can complete the bounty in around 2 to 4 minutes. Please ignore my terrible b-roll in the background. I'm incredibly rusty with this fight. There is a fully written guide online on how to do Profit Taker for people who are new to the fight, and all the way for those who want to do speed running strategies. Please go ahead and read this if you'd like to get into this. I'm going to be making my own video referencing this guide a lot because honestly it's the way. It has everything you need, and here you get to see all of the builds, the required strats, the gear, everything. Profit Taker is absolutely worth doing all the work and setting up for it. Once you have all the stuff, it should stay that way for years unless DE changes something drastic. Doing Profit Taker over and over again will net you radiant relics and give you some decent mods too that you can make some good platinum with. And finally, an honorable mention, the Secura Lecta. It's a weird one, I will be honest. It is a bit finicky, but it is an option for those of you who would like to run solo or just want something chill. The Secura Lecta is a faction weapon. The unique trait for this whip will multiply the amount of credits you gain from enemies. It will go up to a maximum of 4 times credits, scaling with mastery rank. This will cap at MR 18, so if you're above MR 18, then this is perfect. You will need to, however, have this melee weapon equipped when you kill the enemy to proc the unique trait, and also you yourself need to kill the enemy for it to work. According to the wiki, Hydroid with his tentacle augment will only increase the earnings, but when I tested Necros with these Desecrate, it seemed to increase the earnings. So I don't know, I need to test this whole synergy a bit more and so on. So what I will say is I encourage you to test this out and see if something works for you, something different, to help passively farm credits. I don't want to say something when I'm not 100% sure that it's true and that it works the way that it's supposed to. It's not the best credit farm technically, but it's not the worst for something that literally just doubles your credit or times your credits by 4 in your normal missions. So it's definitely an option. For my final thoughts, like I said, there are niche credit farms and then there are just you playing the game, gaining credits and so on. That's pretty much how you normally do. Either way, you will know when you need to start moving into targeted credit farms because you're running low on credits the whole time. Also, if you need credits for gambling at Arcane Dissolution and so on, it's just, yeah, you shred through credits sometimes. I hope you learned something new. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. A huge thank you to our channel members. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. All right, bye now.